Am I the asshole for flipping out on my fiance after her daughter almost got me arrested? I, 38 male, got engaged to my fiance, 37 female, about 3 months ago. We've been dating for almost 3 years. She has 2 kids from a previous relationship, 15F and 12M. Their dad is involved in their lives, and for the most part, the adults all co-parent and communicate well. I get along really well with the 12-year-old, but I have always struggled to build a relationship with my soon-to-be stepdaughter, Riley. She has made it very clear to me, my fiancé, and her bio dad that she doesn't view me as a parent and doesn't want me to try and be a father to her because she already has one. A few days ago, my fiancé sent me a text asking me if I could pick up Riley from school because she had something come up at work that was going to keep her late. My fiancé usually picks up Riley once a week and brings her to a chiropractic appointment to help with a sports injury Riley got. She told me she would call the school to let them know that I would be picking Riley up because I wasn't on the approved pickup list yet. However, when I got to Riley's school, it quickly became apparent that my fiancé forgot to call the school. The school has locked doors that require you to have a code or be buzzed in by the office. I buzzed into the office to let them know I was there to pick up Riley and that my fiancé should have called to let them know. They didn't know anything about it. I was left waiting outside for 5 to 10 minutes while they figured it out. I tried calling and texting my fiancé, but she didn't answer. Then, the school resource officer, an actual uniformed cop, came out and told me that I would have to leave and that if I refused, then he would arrest me for trespassing. I tried talking with him, but he just kept saying I was not authorized to be on school property and that I had to leave. I had no choice but to leave without Riley. Finally, an hour later, my fiancé called me back. I explained what happened, and she apologized for forgetting to call the school because she got distracted with work. She told me she would figure it out and meet me at home. When she and Riley got home, Riley went straight to her room. My fiancé sat me down and told me that Riley had lied to the office and told them that she didn't know who I was and had never seen me before. She thought it would be funny. She told me she explained to Riley how dangerous that was and was going to work with Riley's dad to figure out a punishment. Needless to say, I did not take that news well. I admit I did raise my voice to her. I didn't yell, but I did get louder than I usually talk. She told me to calm down, and I told her that I won't calm down because her daughter almost got me arrested because she thought it would be funny. I told her that she's just as responsible for this as Riley is because she didn't call the school, and it put me in a position where I looked like a creep or predator. My fiancé thinks I am overreacting and that I need to let her and Riley's dad handle this. Quick edit. Several commenters have mentioned this, and I realize that Riley is almost 18. But she doesn't magically stop being OP's fiancé/wife's daughter just because she's legally an adult. Unless OP's fiancé opts to cut Riley out of her life at 18, Riley will always have a place in his home with his fiancé. She will be there for holidays, breaks, vacations, etc. OP will never not have Riley in his life, period. Does OP really want to enforce a never be alone with Riley rule for 3 years? Or anytime she comes home? Or just live in the constant fear that she might try and fuck up his life? I mean, maybe. My opinion is just that OP needs to consider all the scenarios, even the worst case ones, and decide if this drama and risk is worth it. Not the asshole. Look, OP, I think you need to consider your future with your fiancé very carefully. Yes, she dropped the ball not calling, but Riley could have easily rectified the situation had she been honest. I highly doubt she meant it as a harmless prank. Riley is 15. I assume she has access to the internet, TikTok, the news, etc. I feel like she is old enough to evaluate the social implications of what denying you would do, and she did it anyway. Unless she's really just that stupid, this feels much more malicious than a prank gone wrong. Although you might love your fiancé and your relationship with her, aside from this, is good, Riley is never going away, and her attitude towards you might never soften, especially after she receives punishment for this stunt. She could learn her lesson, or she might resent you even more. Riley will always be in a position to cry wolf, and although ultimately she might be proven wrong, are you prepared for the hassle of dealing with that if she decides to do it again? I don't mean to be a downer and just assume the worst possible scenario going forward. And I'm not saying that your relationship is just over, but this could have had very serious consequences. Again, even if Riley eventually came clean, people's lives have been ruined because of false accusations and the loss of public opinion. I just think this warrants real thought on your part and real discussion with your fiancé about how serious this really is. Can you really feel safe, secure, and happy in this relationship and life when there is someone in it that would actively try to sabotage you? I really hope that OP reads and rereads your post. The stepdaughter has it in for him, for whatever reason. I personally think that OP should hold off marrying his fiancée until Riley is 18 years old. He should get his own apartment and continue dating his fiancée. Riley is going to be in his life, whether they get along or not, by marrying her mom. It's an unfortunate situation for OP and his fiancée, but it's reality. He should really consider if this is something he wants to deal with for the rest of his marriage to Riley's mom. I think OP should probably refuse to be alone with the stepdaughter from now on. Not even in the same home without an adult present. If she's willing to lie and try to get him arrested for being a creep, how long until she decides to claim he molested her? I don't think it's worth the risk personally. At most, I would continue to date the mother, but live separately until the daughter moves out. I suppose you could install cameras in the hallways and common spaces, then not allow her in the parents' room without her mother present, and never so much as touch her door in return. But why choose to live like that? Not the asshole. Part of Riley's punishment should be a written apology to the school's front office staff and resource officer for the stress and trouble her lie caused, clarifying that she does know you and just thought it would be funny to put you in an awkward position. This letter should spell out her newfound understanding of how serious this was and how reckless it was of her to toy with the school's efforts to ensure student safety. You're overdue for a conversation with your fiancé about why you're not already on the approved pickup list and 3 on the emergency contact list. Sounds like some family therapy might help to establish some boundaries and expectations and get some clarity on why Riley is so resentful. Not the asshole. I'm going to preface the rest by saying that I am an asshole. Kid doesn't want you to parent. Fine. Do not ever pick her up for appointments, extracurriculars, anything. That's a parent's job, not yours. Do not pay for anything for her. Parent's job, not yours. Most importantly, since she's willing to lie and get security called on you, never, ever be alone with her. Ever. Frankly, I'd be asking if the mother is really worth this. It isn't going to get better. Not the asshole. OP, but you should tell your fiancé not to bother adding you to the pickup list. Tell her you will be 100% hands-off when it comes to Riley. She doesn't want your involvement, as she will intentionally sabotage even just a simple favor to your fiancé. You can be a partner to her in every other way, but helping her with Riley. There's no option where this might possibly be fixed, and it's not in your best interests to be in a situation where you will be targeted by a vindictive teen. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.